let's step back because maybe we got some new listeners that just jumped on, Mitch. Tell them what you were saying, and I have a thought on this as well. Nervous
Yeah.
about your sobriety.
Yeah, it was I've told people, Tom, that the least least sexy thing I've ever done was become sober because of how it feels internally. And it like there's nothing to romanticize about this process. And it is an ugly beast, man. And I did not realize at all. Honestly, I mean, the control that it had and has, um, and how much it had blocked me and stopped me from achieving better, bigger, and like how and being me, right? Uh, I had lost a lot of myself in that, and I didn't realize it. It's so sneaky. It's
Very
so
serious.
sneaky. And it's
It's
terrible. It's
slow.
terrible for me. What's that?
It's slow. It's so slow. It's so insidious.
Yes.
It's just like a virus that just slowly takes over your life. I mean, it's
Mhm.
insidious. And
And
so what I
and it
was,
made me slow
uh,
too.
for
Like
example,
my hands, like the creativity part, I had associated alcohol with like everything. Family gatherings, mowing the lawn, it doesn't matter. Then and going around the house after I'd been sober for a few months or whatever, and oh, there's a can I used to hide spots in right there, and there's another one I used to hide right there. I know that spot, and so and there was. I still have a couple around the house for reminders for myself, but yeah, just to keep on track here. But the creative part, I had associated drinking with playing music, and I had associated drinking with recording. It's that part of substances in television, music, film, in the entertainment industry is romanticized. It is preached as cool, the in crowd thing. And I've always kind of thought like, oh, I'm a person that I'm beating to my own drum and I'm doing this and that. No, I fell right into it with everybody else, uh, and knew better at times and didn't stop, and other times it controlled me and I didn't even know.
to name four or so of his favorite episodes that he's produced, because he knows obviously knows the episodes inside out. I'm just going to let him roll on with his four or five favorites that he has, the people that were on the show, and why these shows are something you want to maybe go back and find because they're all there. They're on our website, tommattshow.com. Please go ahead. This is the Mitch Anderson show here now. So go right ahead, talk about some of the shows that you produce that you find to be just very, very compelling and something people
Yeah.
should go and listen to and why.
Well, so I got to start with this though, Tom. And this is the part we didn't talk about in the green room. The only reason that it was so difficult for me to pick four episodes was because you and Sandy do such a great job of having an eclectic program. And what I love, I think the most about the Tom Matt show is at any given week, if you take a 6 month period, a 1 month period, whatever, I feel like the guests that you have on the program is representative of the community that I live in. And you live in Lansing, I live in Muskegon, but you do such a great job of finding guests from all different walks of life, all different areas of expertise, and having it be cohesive week to week. And that is really important to me.
The whole thing is like, how
Mhm.
did we learn this? Okay, we're starting our 15th season. I want you to start your first with
Yeah.
Mitch's help, my help. Hit us up. Go to our YouTube channel. All kinds of good info. All right, let's get down to the list here.
Yep.
We
And
start.
before the written word was,
Want to start because they're all great. I mean,
they
nothing.
are
And the people that Mitch is going to mention here, no disrespect to any of our guests out there, because
none,
they're all great. I mean,
none.
awesome.
Absolutely.
But Mitch has
Yeah. So
like you said, had a difficult choice. Go ahead, man. It's your
I
time.
just went in order, and I started of the most recent back, and I don't even stand by if these are like my four favorites, but these are the ones that stood out. Just like I do Black Circle Radio, these are the ones that stood out to me during the hour that I was looking them up. And so they resonated with me today, and they definitely resonated with me then. The first one was Navigating Narcissists with Danielle Radin. And that was wild because I did not really understand the difference between like narcissism and a jerk, right? And it's a big difference.
Big,
Um,
huge.
huge. And I also didn't understand that narcissism was this to be a narcissist sounds like one of the most exhausting lifestyle choices anyone could ever pick because of how intense and methodical and uh, almost evil, like of a mindset that is. It's such a slow burn where someone can be a narcissist you don't know, but they're you don't know for 6 years in, like, and how tricky and sneaky and all this stuff. Um, and the sickest part, why I found this kind of so interesting, I think, was they know the whole time what they're doing, and there's reasons behind the behavior, and that reasoning is so bad. It's so bad.
It's
It is
jacked
not.
up. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And
Justification
so,
people make in their mind for making this weird behavior
mhm,
okay. It's like this is not societal norms. This is,
no.
and
Mm-mm.
so,
And I
but
like that episode so much, though, specifically because Danielle spoke about it in a way which educated, but I also felt like so much empathy from her for people that have lived with a narcissist, and also for the narcissist. I felt like empathy from her. And I think that's something that's really important, no matter how positive or negative somebody is. Like, we're all going through something, whether it be sobriety or we've talked about my bipolar on the show before, and just having empathy, which is something I struggle with all the time. That one was that episode with Danielle talking about narcissists was a great reminder to be empathetic to your neighbor. And
no, no, go ahead. Finish your go. Take your thought with Roland. What did you like?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, what I really liked is I didn't know who Roland was. And I felt just like so happy when the episode was over to know that someone that he had been chronicling the life of some of these players, because I'm reading from the liner notes of the episode, the podcast description, that he is considered the definitive biographer. The hard copies are of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Jerry West was at one time he was like my when I first was really playing ball. I loved Jerry West. Like, he was someone I looked up to, his play style and stuff. And he'd written all those books on all those players, and then boom, here he is on your show talking about Magic Johnson. Like, dang, man. And just some of the stories where he was talking about I'm not this is none of this is verbatim, but he goes so deep where in the episode, even you guys are talking about like how he practiced, what his dad was like, how really into it stuff. That is, it's not the type of conversation you hear on ESPN. And I think that is what made it so cool, is that it was such a humanities conversation about one of the largest sports superstars in history. The conversation between the three of you was spot on, because I'm not speaking for everybody, obviously, but I feel like we've all been around some hefty, like, sports conversations when they're happening around us and how intense those can be. And you three were so polite to one another during the episode. And it just turned out so good. I learned a lot. It was fun. I laughed. I called my Aunt Ray afterwards because she went to Everett too. And I just really dug that episode a lot.
You
Yeah,
can get
most
some
definitely.
great ideas. Mitch, how would you like people to connect with you?
Yeah, social media, just look up Black Circle Radio. That's my all vinyl since '09 program. Jordan Price and I started together, and my wife Deborah uh, started being a co-host in 2012. And so blackcircleradio.com, Black Circle Media Group at gmail.com, or any of the social medias. That'll be a good way. And I've done sound system installation. I don't really want to do installs right now, but I've done a bunch of huge installs. I've done production work, obviously. One of the more interesting things I did was with my audio skills was clean up a really, really hard to hear voicemail for a lawyer. That was interesting. So they could, bring the voices out for evidence. That was pretty interesting to me,
What did
actually.
you like about that episode? Just the back and forth?
So what I liked is that just the way it goes, because I'm a host too, right? And when there's guest episodes, you're guest focused, and it's amazing. Um, I don't know about you, but I can like check out of myself when I'm interviewing because I don't honestly I don't think about myself for that hour or whatever because I'm so intrigued in the zone with the guest. But when Rob is on, is he does something to your relationship has something where he kind of cracks into you. And it's nice because you share your frustrations with the home projects that you've done before. You're sharing what you really wish you know, but you didn't at all, and that's why you work with experts. That stuff is really cool to hear. And you in those episodes with Rob, you're talking about stuff that darn near everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
Like whether you're living in an apartment, you're living with your parents, you're living in your own home, you're whatever, issues come up with your dwelling. And I think it's cool to hear those because, in my opinion, there are zero stupid questions when it comes down to home repair.
This thing. Who was your next guest show that you liked? There was several, and you like them all, but you picked out a couple. What was the next one?
Yeah, so the next one I'm gonna go with for this one is I really like hearing from Lee Boyce. And he did an episode, Melody Schoenfeld, and Lee Boyce, The Science of Lifting and Levers. That was season 12, episode 24.
Yes.
And
Huh?
uh that one I like because when within the episode, essentially you all really just get talking about how age is just a number, which you say a lot. But age is that's all it is. Age is just a number. And they talked in that episode, you all were just having conversations about how the exercise doesn't stop, the expectations change, and the exercises may augment or become different. But when it comes down to mobility, and just, wellness, all those things, is that no matter where you're at in life, pretty much no matter what you're going through, obviously with caveats of check with your physician first. But there are exercises for you. There are mobility trainings and things to get your body going that help in so many ways that are not just the what's the radius of how you can move your elbow or whatever. It's a mental training all the time too. And I just think that those episodes are fun and they're accessible, and they're none of your episodes are shamey,
Oh no.
none of them.
Right.
And I was little. I grew 4 inches after I graduated high school. And that was weird, to be the last kid to hit puberty. And the shame in the weight room is weird, real, and that stuff is traumatic and it sticks with you. And so to hear the conversations from three professionals in the field having a good time, saying, come join the party, like no alcohol out in the gym, like those episodes make me feel good, and they do a good job. That one does a good job of making me feel good, and so that's why I picked it.
More plug in for your friend. I know you wanted to talk about
Well, I
Carrie.
don't I don't know her, and I haven't been to
You're gonna know.
Deborah. I will. Yes, I will.
She's my friend.
Deborah goes to Lansing, and does stuff at the Capitol every now and again, a few times a year. But I don't think I've really been in Lansing in 2 or 3 years or whatever, right? And I like Lansing. I just got to go. But Carrie McGee, and the episode was called Veg Head. and it was about her. She's a chef and opened up a vegetarian vegan restaurant in downtown Lansing. And she is a chef, but she was like an executive chef at MSU too. And I like that type of knowledge. I've learned a lot from Deborah. She's my wife. She's a registered dietitian, and works with public schools now, but has also worked in hospitals. And I think that there is a lot of really important uh, expertise that someone can gain working in like an industrial kitchen as a executive chef, where you're feeding lots and lots of mouths, and then taking that type of experience and putting it into a passion type of cooking. In her case, vegetarian and vegan, in a smaller shop. Man, does that make for an efficient, clean, delicious environment? And she just had so much enthusiasm on that episode. And I
Good.
consider myself an enthusiastic person, and so to feel and hear someone matching kind of how I view my own enthusiasm was inspiring. Small business owner. I think that she's roughly right around my age-ish, and so that one hit me. I really liked it.
We could not do this radio program without Mitch Anderson. There is absolutely no way. And we're just very blessed because we had Ezra Baker for a long, long time. And Ezra turned us on to Mitch. And when we lost Ezra during COVID, we almost pulled the plug on the radio program. We were that close to pulling the plug on it. You got to have a producer. If you're thinking about doing podcasting, if you're thinking about any of this content creation, get a hold of Mitch, Black Circle Radio. Check him out. He's a super cool guy. That's why we like having him on the show. We'll do it once a year or so, maybe twice. Having him here, talking about some of the shows he liked. Remember, he said Danielle Radin, Rob Helm, Roland Lazenby, Lee Boyce, Melody Schoenfeld, and Carrie McGee. Those are all awesome people. Everybody on the radio program is awesome. I live a charmed life. Until next time, everybody, I'm Papa Tom. Have a great day. Peace out. Love y'all. We're out.